So now that we're quote unquote experts with solving equations, we're going to learn how to use that skill to rearrange equations and formulas for different purposes. And I think that'll make more sense once we start to take a look at a few examples. Alright, so here we're going to take a look at solving equations and formulas for a particular variable. And like was discussed in the last slide, there are times where we get formulas or equations where they're the formula we need, but they're not set up to solve for what we want. For example, this should be a familiar formula, A equals B times H. In other words, area, in this case a rectangle, is equal to its base times its height. And we've seen this formula before. But it's set up to give us area. Well, what if we're working on a problem where area has already been given to us and what's missing is the base? Well, then this formula is not quite set up the way in which we want it. And so what we want to do is we want to pull our skills of solving regular equations in this situation. So the way we want to do this is the same as we've always done. We're going to pull out our roadmap. And in this case, what's going to top off the beginning of our roadmap instructions is the variable that we're solving for. Okay, now what you have to get past is that even though there are other variables here, we treat those just like numbers. In fact, I sometimes encourage this, that if it's confusing in the beginning, the other variables, replace them temporarily with other numbers. Just make them up. So for example, like A kind of looks like a 4, so I'm just going to replace A with a 4. B, and then H, I don't know, H looks kind of like a 6. So I get this. So, well, B is what we're solving for. They're multiplying by 6, so I need to divide by 6. But we know it's not actually 6. We actually know it's H. So what I do here is I list that they took B, multiplied it by H, and so my only job here is to just pull a U-turn and divide both sides by H. Okay, but if the variables are confusing, like I said, plug in temporary numbers so it looks more like what we've done in the past. So these will cancel. I get B, and over here I get A divided by H. So it turns out that the base of any rectangle is just the area of the rectangle divided by its height. Okay, and it's all the same stuff that we've done with solving equations. It's just there's going to be a lot more variables as opposed to just numbers.